I must get used to the fact that no one will ever understand me. This must be the common fate of difficult people. Leo Tolstoy. They call it arrogance. You call it solitude. They call you complicated because they can't reduce you. They call you distant because they can't reach you. In truth, you were never far, just awake. You believed that understanding was love, that if someone truly saw you, you'd finally rest. But people don't want to understand. They want to categorize. They love the idea of depth until it stares back. They crave realness until it gets uncomfortable. They say, "I'm here for you," but what they mean is, "Don't make me think too hard." You start talking about what you feel, and they panic, looking for a way to fix you. They call you intense. They call you dramatic. They call you too much, as if mediocrity were the standard of mental health. You try to explain what you see, but how do you describe color to the blind? How do you explain loneliness to those who live in noise? You can't. So you stop, and the silence becomes a kind of armor, cold but honest. The day comes when you finally accept it. No one will ever meet you where you truly are. You'll spend years speaking in translation, nodding at nonsense, smiling when you should scream. You'll say, "I'm fine," because truth takes too long to explain. At some point, you start fading, not because you want to disappear, but because existence itself feels misinterpreted. You watch them living on autopilot, laughing at nothing, posting at everything, terrified of silence, allergic to thought. You wonder, are they free or just well-adjusted to the cage? Is ignorance a gift or just a prettier word for death? You stop searching for understanding. You start dissecting it. And what you find isn't cruelty, it's indifference. People don't misunderstand you because you're deep. They misunderstand you because they're busy. They're not listening. They're surviving. And you had the misfortune of wanting meaning. There's a strange relief in giving up on being understood, like taking off a mask that no one noticed anyway. You realize you weren't difficult. You were precise. You refused to simplify the truth, and that made you unbearable. You learned to live without witnesses, to bleed quietly, to think without applause. You stop mistaking loneliness for failure. You stop explaining yourself to ears that only want noise. You start asking better questions. What if being misunderstood is the last proof of being real? What if solitude isn't the punishment, but the filter? What if those who can't follow you were never meant to? You stare at the mirror and see what they never did. Someone who didn't adapt. Someone who still sees. Someone who refuses to rot politely. Eventually, silence stops hurting. It becomes home. You stop longing for translation. You start speaking only when it matters, which is almost never. You understand that most people aren't supposed to get you. They're supposed to remind you how rare it is to stay whole. So you walk alone, unexplained, uncorrected, unreachable, not because you're better, but because you've seen too much to return. Tolstoy was right. difficult souls don't get understood. They get remembered long after everyone else forgets what truth even sounds like.